Let's go to Irvine. Pete in Irvine. Good to have you, Pete. How are you?
Romy, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Pete? How are you? What's up?
Dude, from the bottom of my heart, us SoCal clones, man, so stoked to meet and greet with you yesterday, man. You walked in with so much swagger, but so down to earth, and you had time to meet and greet with everybody. So here it goes. Let me lay it down for the rest of the clones. So, you know, I was standing in line sharing jungle stories with lady clones, teenager clones. I mean, everybody was down there. And I look in my right corner of my eye, and there's Fabian. And Fabian grabs my beer out of my hand. And I had just literally met Fabian about 30 minutes prior. He grabs my beer out of my hand. I said, dude, that's my beer. He's like, oh, so that's fine. So he throws out $20. He's like, dude, go buy us another round of beers. I'm like, what's going on here? So Fabian was already cut off by noon, like 11:50. So I roll to the bar, get us a couple beers, come back, get Fabian, get his beers. And, dude, Fabian was on fire from the time you got there to the time you ended. He followed you out to the parking lot. And once again, man, it was so nice to see you. I've seen you at Del Mar and stuff before, but it meant a lot to us, and we were reliving old stories. And, you just bring sports. You enhance sports in all of our lives, and we really appreciate what you have done for us for all your years. And you're definitely a Hall of Famer in the radio, and thank you for that tour stop in Mission Valley. It meant a lot to us, Romy.
Pete, you got it, my man. So good to hear from you. Thank you very much. You did a great job of laying that out. That's Pete in Irvine. So Pete says that he saw Fabian, and Fabian said, hey, man, give me your beer. Give me your beer. Here's $20. Go buy us another round. And it became clear to Pete that he had already been cut off before lunch. Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny. I was not imbibing. Somebody sent me a big beer. I hit it a couple of times, but didn't really get to it. Big, giant plate of wings that I could never get to. Some genius actually sent me some Sapphire because I'm going to smash Sapphire at 11 o'clock in the morning. Especially Sapphire that's been mixed with something and watered down with ice. Come on, that's not how I drink it. Straight up. Bombay Sapphire.
Bombay Sapphire.
All right, so Irvine was in the house.
Lots of ice.
No ice. Romy, did Geoff in San Antonio break down in tears and start screaming in agony when Fabian gave him a fist bump? Signed, Geoff in Lincoln. Hey, Geoff, I don't know, but I nearly did. You have to understand, this cat, Fabian's not like a giant dude by any stretch, right? But Fabian's got a fist bump that, and again, one fist bump's not enough. He must have fist bumped me a half dozen times. And we were breaking skin. I'm like, bro. I thought to myself, dude, are you wearing brass knuckles? What is that? So no, I don't think that Geoff in San Antonio was there, nor do I think that he broke down in tears and started screaming in agony when Fabian gave him that fist bump, but I thought about it. Were Ira being refused entry due to BW3's no shirt, no shoes, no service policy. Ira was not there. Ira was not denied entry. Ira was not there. Man, stop making things up. Dear Jim, just wanted to thank you for the appearance yesterday at BWW's. From start to finish, you and Hawk were awesome. I could tell you really enjoyed spending time with your fans, and we're not just there because you were obligated. Check that one off my bucket list, so thank you. Also, to clarify for the listeners, when you say Fabian was the last person you saw, that may or may not mean Fabian had to be restrained in the parking lot from rushing the Escalade that you left in. Thank you again, Jim. Ben in San Diego. All right, so let the record reflect. Number one, I was not there because I was obligated, right? They can't make me do that. I could easily say no. I was there because I wanted to be there. I wanted to be there because I wanted to get back to San Diego, where the jungle actually started. I wanted to be there because I knew San Diego clones would be there and we could hang out and just talk junk and talk stories, tell stories. I want to be there because the station that carries our show there, 97.3 FM, is all class. First class operation. Want to be there because I want to see the big dude, Dan Cilio, who I knew was hosting a show before I got there. Man, I can give you 50 reasons why I wanted to be there and not a single reason why I didn't. Because I wanted to be there. Now, you nailed that, Ben. That's exactly what happened. And in terms of Rome, when you say Fabian was the last guy that you saw walking out, what you mean is he bum rushed the car. It's not true. He may have followed me out to say goodbye. There may be something to that. getting a lot of long-form emails from people who were there. Dear Romy, so there I was, waiting in line at Buffalo Wild Wings to meet one of my idols, when all of a sudden I run into this dude who's obviously had a few too many. I didn't recognize his face, but the second he opened his mouth and started rambling nonsensically, I knew it was Fabian.
But you know what?
I asked him what his name was for confirmation, and he responded with Roger. And I laughed. I was eventually able to get him to admit to his true identity and even got a pic with him. Let me just say that however this guy comes across on the phones, he is 10 times as nutty in person. After making my way through Hurricane Fabian, I was able to chat with you for a few minutes about topics such as the NoCal-SoCal rivalry and why you continue to take calls from Matt in LA. It was something I'll never forget, and I appreciate you taking the time to have conversations with myself and all the others in line. As for Hawk, for as much crap as he gets, the guy's incredibly nice and a lot of fun to talk to. Thank you both for making the trip down and for putting on such a cool event. Next time you're down, make sure Alvy at the soundboard is in tow. Jacob in San Diego. Yeah, Jacob was very clear about that. Like, bro, seriously, why do you take Matt in LA phone calls? Like, he wanted an explanation. Dude, Fabian must have talked to everybody in the bar. At TotalBigE tweets, hold on a sec. Fabian actually had a 20 on him? Dear Rome, the Bears defense is hard-hitting and dangerous. Signed, Fabian's fist bumps. Brian in Syracuse. There were a lot of ayahs, too. All right, we're taking telephone calls. Let's get another one in here. We go to Chicago. Mark in Chicago. It's good to have you on the show, Mark. What's up? How are you?
Thanks, Rome. Listen, it was amazing to watch the scope from B-Dubs yesterday. Seeing Fabian was a real treat. The dude's raw energy and schnoz formation make Artie Lang look tame. Look, Fabian was a trooper. I mean, he had to spend 3 weeks collecting cans on the side of the 405 to save up enough money to get an Uber ride down there. Such dedication, such love. But he just didn't find enough mellow yellow cans to afford a ride home. Just wondering if you allowed him to ride home with you in your sled and crack open a Heine on the beach with you, or did you ask Alvy to come pick him up in his 16-passenger van that he uses to shuttle the kids around? Speaking of crappy food and service, does Hawk just use Just for Men on his mustache? Dude looks like he's got a black caterpillar posted up on that upper lip. You know, I can't blame him for keeping that thing, though. I mean, his free mustache ride jokes wouldn't work if he got rid of it. Lastly, Rome, let me leave you with this bit of breaking news. I have actual surveillance video of Josh in Detroit's visit to the mall when he claims he told the salesman he'd take everything. His actual words were actually, "Do you take food stamps, or can I just put that stick of deodorant on layaway? Josh, you're a blue-collar loser. Accept it. Rack me, Romy. I'm out."
Mark in Chicago, checking out the scope. So even if you weren't there, you might have been there. Did you see how it looked? Man, it's incredible that Fabian, like everybody's got a Fabian story. This guy worked the entire bar. He did a better job of working that bar than I did. There are more Fabian stories than Rome stories for sure. Of course, I wasn't cut off. Allegedly. Then again, I didn't even start. Were you there yesterday? Give me your recap. What were your impressions? This email says, Romy, you rock. Sitting at SNA right now, waiting as long as I can to board just so I can hear every Fabian story that I can. War Die Hard is our family Christmas movie 10 years in a row. Signed, Ryan. You got it, Ryan. Die Hard is the best Christmas movie. You do not poke the hornet's nest. You don't put your face into the hornet's nest either. Signed, Ray Liotta. True in West LA. Still not a thing. Ray's face is not a thing. So like maybe 5 of you and some guy who wore it on a shirt yesterday. What's up, Jim? I was the dude behind the scope wearing the Ray Liotta shirt of him smoking before Shantix did whatever it did to his face. Let me stop right there. I tried to explain to this guy that the meds did not do that to his face. His face would probably be worse if not for the meds. Smoking did that to his face. And whatever doctor he went to did that to his face, allegedly. I was the dude behind the scope wearing the Ray Liotta shirt of him smoking before Shantix did whatever it did to his face. The morning started off a little slow early on, so we could still hear chatter from the other tables. It took one of my crew about 30 seconds to pick out Fabian's voice. We turn around, and there he was sitting with Rich Flores and the CEO. We called him over. He began to tell us the backstory of his famous calls. From there, he started making the rounds, holding court at strangers' tables, giving dap to everybody he talked to. And by dap, I mean bomb squad level fist bumps. The lucky table saw him drink their beer. He was soon on a first-name basis with security. He absolutely stole the show. As for you and your crew, you guys could not have been nicer. Totally accessible, making time for everybody. A special thanks for the signed headshot from my guy Charlie in Goochland, who is battling right now. Were you coming home to San Diego? Hester in SD. My man Sean Hester, Esquire, ESQ. He was going bomb squad level fist bumps. All right, so when we come back, in fact, I'll reset that for you when we come back. My thoughts on what that was like yesterday in Mission Valley. Great day. Great day. All right, let's go to the phones. This guy was a guy who made quite an impression yesterday. Worked the room. I'm not sure how many beers he had or how many fists he broke, but he made I would say a really significant impression upon a number of people. In Los Angeles, Fabian, Doggy Dog, how you feeling today?
Doggy Dog, good morning. I'm feeling awesome, dude. Thanks to everyone. I mean, they made me feel like a star, my man, you know. I don't know what to tell you. The thing of, you know, the Dick Flowers pretty much took me out there, but he had to go to the Rams game, you know, so he took off. But I told him, you know, that not to worry, you know, I would get a ride back one way or another, you know. The problem is that my phone went dead, you know, and I couldn't call anyone, you know. And honestly, you know, nowadays, you know, I remember back in the day, I used to remember like numbers like that, you know. Now I just depend on the phone and on the names, you know. So I don't know any numbers and stuff. So yeah, found a place, keep drinking, and charged my phone, and then finally called my lady up, and she went and picked me up. But I had I don't know, all kinds of fun, man, you know.
So what did your lady say, Fabian, when you called her up and said, you got to come down here and get me? What did she think about that?
Well, she was like, well, do any of the people kind of like live towards this side? I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I don't want to be like bugging people, you know, so just, you know, get in the car and come pick me up, you know, and that's that, you know. And so, you know, she's an awesome woman, so she did, you know, she didn't, you know, no long face, no nothing. She just hoped that I had a good time, and, you know, which I did, you know. And now she's calling me a superstar over here, you know.
Oh, Fabian, you had a good time. You had a really good time. Listen, true or false, did they cut you off, or are the clones just saying that?
No, they definitely cut me off, you know. And I was thinking to myself, you know, it's like, damn, they just can't handle the truth, you know.
They just can't handle the truth. What was the truth that they could not handle? What did you want to tell them that they could not handle?
Know, well, you know, they're like, oh, you could just drink like I don't have a little limit, but that limit is just too little, you know.
Yo, bro, at one point, did you try to get the microphone, and were you going to start doing your own show? What was that all about?
You know what? I did plan on that. Like I was trying to get the mic, they just wouldn't let me get it, you know. I was gonna get it cracking, man, you know.
You were going to get it cracking. Yeah, because I was boring everybody,
right,
man. You should have, dude. You should have. They wouldn't let you get at the mic. They wouldn't let you get at the beer. But other than that, it was awesome. Oh, dude.
Yep.
Fabian, you also, the other thing where you made your mark, you were breaking people's fists with your fist bumps. What was that all about?
Hey, I'll go back to that, man. You guys just can't handle the truth.
All right, my man. I'm glad you made it back. Nice job, Fabian. Rack him. Neep. We just can't handle the truth. Yeah, excuse me, sir. You've been cut off. Really? Well, you can't handle the truth. Give me the beer, give me the mic, and stick your fist out. Let's see if we can handle this. So Fabian said that his phone died Rich Flores took him down. He had to go to the Rams game. He had to find his own way back, but his phone died. So he kept drinking, and he found a place to charge the phone. You know, he said something else that's so true, right? Does anybody know any telephone numbers anymore? Why would you? You don't have to. You go to your contacts. He's so right about that. And his lady thinks he's a superstar now. Fabian, he's going to be on tour. I said, man, what was the thing about the mic? Why were you reaching for the mic? Because I wanted to get that place cracking.
I was going to get it cracking, man,
You know. Oh, I know, Fabian.
You know.
I know. You've heard from the man, Fabian. He's alive. He's fine. He's well. He had a great day. His lady had to come all the way down to Mission Valley from LA to get him. I mean, you know. That's like 70 miles or more. You know.